Now, here's a bit of a dilemma here. The shoulder part. It would have been great if it was maybe, I don't know, one piece or some sort, not two pieces, but, or not maybe the same thing, but it should have like a little thing sticking in there so you can stick it in like this. But this, for this kit, you actually have to put this part through here, like this, and then take the other one and put it in like so. Don't know why these guys thought of this, you know. I mean, if you had an extra part, if you had a polycap that was in an angle, you can easily squeeze it in and then move the polycap up and down. But instead, you lock this into place. Understandable if they did it this way, but it's a pain in the ass and now to sand down the seam lines and such. I was hoping that at least, you know, maybe I can take it, you know, have it separate, spray, you know, sand it down, spray paint, and put it in if there was any other way. But instead, no, it locks it into place. So this thing is stuck. You know, unlike the Gouf Custom, where, you know, I think this one has the, yeah, look, there it is. You see, you can actually remove this. Let me see if I can. Look at this. You can actually remove it. But instead, I gotta now deal with this. So, after looking what I have to do, I'm gonna have to leave this there. But before I do, let me just open it up one more time. One last time. Come on. There we go. We'll use this side. And I will vigorously apply glue. This is the thicker coat of the Tamiya paint. I think I'm out of the thinner one. I have to purchase some soon. So I'm just gonna go like this a bit. The most important part, of course, is in there. I mean, once this glue dries, that's it. I can't remove it. I'm confirming the manual. That's what you have to put on. There's nothing else after that. Now I just need to line it up properly, and then press down hard. Make sure I don't touch the glue, so that way the glue can bleed out and melt the plastic together. There we go. Then once it dries, I'm going to sand it down with the sanding stick and the sanding pad. So I can't use this one. This is a 400 grit, so this thing is going to be it won't contour very well with this. Nor can I use the one 800 grit, which maybe I could do it from here on the edges here and here. It's those little parts. So I have a 1/400 grit. I'm saying 1/400 like a scale. Sorry. I have this sanding pad, which is the equivalent to 400 grit. So I'll be able to, you know, flex it and turn it a bit to a specific angle, and then I'll finish it up with a 1500 grit here, which I had, and you know, smooth it down. So let it dry out. Oh, and probably everybody's wondering why don't I have a normal Gouf high grade? I found an old case of model kits that I put away a long time ago, and I didn't realize I had it. I thought I sold it or whatever. Not the case, but the kits, or on eBay. Here's an old high grade Gouf compared to the new one, and you could see it's interesting to look to it. I know there's a Revive version of this, so I would like to get probably the Revive and put a side-by-side comparison with this. The little commander antenna broke off, but yeah, I always did like this, the original high grade. I wonder how the new Revive version will come out. All right, so let me continue on with the other parts and see what other challenges awaits me. So I'm cleaning up the leg parts here, especially this area of the kit where the parts separate from here to here. I'm using this little tack here to make sure that I clean up all the leftover particles of the sanding, and cleaning it up a bit. There we go. Yeah, it comes out nice and even. I was using the thicker grit of this sanding paper, or the sanding sponge, which dropped if you want. I thought I had it in my hand a minute ago. Jesus. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So yeah, I was using this one, which is a little coarser, while this one is more finer. And I was using it to clean it up, some of these parts here, so it's nice and smooth. Figuring out how I'm going to tackle this in the painting, obviously I can remove these two parts here. This one can be removed, and then I can paint it separate, as well as the foot, which I can pop out the top, and this and this. I actually sanded down the holes for the pegs, so that way I can pop it out easily. But for now, I just want to give you a rough estimate of how this looks. So I'm putting this one here, putting this one in the back. There we go. And then we have this part here, which you have to sand down to the sides. All the scarring is on the side edges, so try to sand it down good and be careful, because you could screw up the part. But I don't want to put this all the way, I just want to put a little bit there, because this one has to be painted. Then you have these two little pods, section here. One goes on one side, which is without the hole. That will be on the inside of the leg. And then the other one is on the outside of the leg. Let's put this foot in here. Come on, get in there. There we go. Get that in there. And I didn't sand down the umbilicals, but let me put it on just in case, so we could look at it firsthand. There we go. It's good. Alright. It's pretty good. I think what I'm going to do is, just before I prime it, once I take these off, I'm going to assemble this part together, so that way when I spray painted the two-tone color, it goes on even. This one, of course, will be a separate part, but then once I paint one side, I'll mask the other one to paint the other. Same thing with this in its detail right there. And I don't see anything in the back, so it's going to be probably the same color that this edge here. But I really like, there's far more detail with this than some previous, previous kits. Obviously, you could say, alright, here's a good example, because this one never had the side umbilicals on the legs. It had this little feature here, but not that much of better details like in these little holes here and here. A little bit on the thigh. Here's the Gouf Custom, which should be better than this, but even this one shows a lot more detail. Yeah, I didn't remember this one was like that, but wow, this is, yeah, pretty good. Alright, pretty good with the legs. Let me move on, and then we'll show a final look of this kit. Alright, so from left to right you have Classic Gouf, New Gouf Prototype, and of course Gouf Custom. Actually, maybe it should have been in this order. So this was the first, this is the second, of course, the standard, and this was the modified custom. But for the purpose of this, we'll just leave it that for now. But yeah, this Gouf Custom looks really nice and very good detail. A lot better detail than the other two. And yeah, I think this is going to be a cool. This is going to be a cool paint job to do this. The one thing this kit does not have is those little clamps that's on the side of the arms. I have those sanded down and put to the side because those have to be painted separate. Here's the part that for the extra connector for the arms, which we'll paint later on. But supposedly you just take this off here and then put this here, align it right, and now you have a manipulator hand, which is, you know, open. Whoops. Stuck there. There we go. So you can say, hey, how you doing? Or if you remove the hand and put this one with the beam axe, with the heat axe, now he has a melee based weapon. Pretty good. And of course he has the machine gun here, the hand machine gun, followed by the shield, which goes like that. And then of course the axe can be put inside here for storage. You also have the smaller axe that supposedly you connect here as a way of accessible, to access it quickly. So these are the cool gimmicks that this kit has. The one thing, of course, that I'm surprised that, alright, so you have a right hand closed to hold the axe and one the little open hand. Why not make a left hand version? So that way, maybe for one, I'll take this, put it on the right arm, and put that on the left. I guess in the future, there's no love for lefties. Oh yeah, there's a lefty here with the machine gun, but this goes without saying. But yeah, I didn't put the little rubber nub here because that one has to be painted to the painted as well. But for now, we're going to take this off, put this here because this is how I'm going to work on this, like that. But yeah, that is what, of course, the kit looks like, fully built but not painted. I've already sanded down many of the parts. The umbilicals needs a little bit more sanding. I want to give it another light sanding, maybe using the oh, where is it? I had it here a second ago. I have like a very, very light grit version that I got a long time ago from Tamiya sanding paper, which, oh, here it is. Yeah, this one, which is 2000 grit, and I'm just going to give it a light pass on everything, clean it up, and then we will begin painting the desert color of the prototype Gouf.